Behavior management and special education. Can we please agree on just this one thing? Welcome to the Special Education Inner Circle podcast. I'm your host, Catherine Witcher, and I'm going to share with you a post that I have up on Instagram that's causing quite the conversation. It simply says, behavior charts are not appropriate classroom decorations. Shame and embarrassment by publicly announcing a bad day is not acceptable. Teachers, you have so many more powerful tools in your toolbox. Teachers and parents, if you're struggling with classroom behavior management, reach out. We can figure it out together. Now, today, I'm not going to go over all the different types of classroom strategies that we could have to ensure that a child can access their education, but I wanted to bring this conversation really quick to the podcast to remind everyone that behavior charts and calling out children for not having great days or not being able to behave like other children is not appropriate. What I do want you to know is that there is not one behavior management system that's going to work for everyone. You know, as I think about the teachers that I see on Instagram, I see Jenny and Brianne and Heather, and I see all the different ways that they're bringing their classroom together and helping to meet their children where they're at in the classroom. And you know what? Every one of them uses a different system. And from what I can tell, none of them are using the same exact system for every child in their classroom. So I just want to remind you that you are constantly going to have to be seeking behavior management tools and teaching different expectations and teaching skills and working towards having this productive, accessible classroom that meets a child where they're at. It's a constant evolution that you're working towards. I want to remind parents and teachers that when you think you've got it right, and then, you know, the next day or 2 weeks later or a month later, when you're sure that it's going to work and it stops working, whatever that reinforcement was, or that visual schedule, or whatever was put into place that was truly meeting a child where they're at, guess what? Children grow, needs change, expectations change. And I want to encourage you that if you see a behavior chart somewhere, in your school, in your colleague's room, if you're a parent and you're hearing other parents talking about this, I want you to not be afraid to bring up how this can be traumatizing to children, to be called out, and that their behaviors are paraded in front of the classroom. Now, I have messages right now sitting in my inbox that says, my school makes me do this. This is from teachers. My school makes me have a behavior chart. You know, that's something that we need to address at a bigger level. I want to encourage you that if that's happening, please don't hesitate to send me a DM and I will help you with the words that you may need to address this at a bigger level in your school while keeping your job. But it is not a conversation that we can ignore. I do want to encourage everyone that if you see this, to have some grace, because somebody thinks they're doing the right thing. Nobody put up the behavior chart to make a child feel bad. It's what they were taught to do or what they thought they should be doing based on all of the cute behavior charts that are out in all of the teacher stores, or it's something that they saw their teacher mentor do. So parents and teachers, I want you to come together and understand that this is a conversation that needs to happen all the time. There's never going to be one right solution. But the one thing that I'm asking all of us to agree on is that a behavior chart in front of the room with everybody's individual names on it, where you move your clips up and down, or you go from green to red, whatever that is, we need to stop that. And we need to start looking at the classroom needs as a whole understand our students' individual needs and help them access their education in a positive way. Yes, there should be consequences in situations that are not going well, right? Like there are times, and I'm not going to call out any specific situations, but we know consequences, positive reinforcement, all of those things need to happen. But putting that on display in front of everyone is not something we need to do. Don't be afraid to have the conversation and call it out in a way with grace, because I have not met anybody who has done this on purpose. They didn't realize the negative effects that were happening. And like I said, some teachers are doing this because their school is demanding it of them. But we together here, as a listener of the Special Education Inner Circle podcast, we can start the positive conversation and create this change. Remember, if we're not already connected on Instagram, I would love to continue this conversation with you. You can find me at Catherine Witcher. And again, you can always grab your free weekly IEP training at iepmasterclass.com.